Welcome to Royal Vibes. As her smile showed, at the races was once the place the Queen was once most happy. The Queen's lifelong love affair with the turf, where her riders loved greater than 1,800 victories, was once topped by using prevailing the prestigious Gold Cup at Royal Ascot in 2013. The date, Thursday, June 20, 2013. The place, Ascot. Royal Ascot, to be precise. A 4-year-old filly referred to as Estimate, ridden via Ryan Moore and skilled with the aid of Sir Michael Stout, Power's previous colour vision in the closing furlong, and holds off the late challenges of Simonin and Top Trip to land the Gold Cup in a pulsating finish. His father Edward VII had as an proprietor received the Derby 3 instances, the first reigning monarch to personal a winner, and the Grand National once. So you should say the Queen, with her attachment to racing, used to be following in a lengthy household tradition. She obtained her first horse, a Shetland pony referred to as Peggy, as it existing from her grandfather for her 1/3 birthday, and quickly grew to become an performed rider. After her first thrilling day at the races, at Ascot in May 1945, the then Princess Elizabeth's pastime in the activity used to be stronger 2 years later, when the Aga Khan introduced her with a beautifully bred filly referred to as Astrakhan as a wedding ceremony gift. In 1949, she celebrated her first winner when the Chaser Monaveen, which she co-owned with her mom the then Queen, coasted domestic at Fontwell Park by using 15 lengths. Author Jim Beavis, in his Records of Fontwell, documents how afterwards Princess Elizabeth and her mom went to tea with the Duke of Norfolk at close by Arundel Castle to see Astrakhan, who was once lodging there. The Queen Mother described national hunt racing as one of the actual sports activities it is left to us, a bit of chance and a bit of excitement, and the horses, which are the quality aspect in the world. Her daughter cherished the jumps too with its thrills and spills, however her major hobby as an proprietor and breeder got here on the flat. The closest she got here to prevailing the Derby, the most well-known flat race in the world, got here in 1953. The week of her coronation, when Oriole, who had been bred with the aid of her father King George VI, lined up in the field. A lady-in-waiting stated to the Queen on the day earlier than she used to be crowned, "You ought to be feeling nervous, ma'am." The Queen, her thought on the Derby, replied, "Of direction I am, however I genuinely do suppose Oriole will win." But Oriole completed second. 12 months later the Queen's horse Landau headed the subject with 3 furlongs to go, however diminished in the closing stages. In 2011, after almost 60 years of attempting to win Epsom's Blue Riband, there have been excessive hopes for her Derby entry. Carlton House, who was once dispatched off the Heat 5-2 favourite, however the colt misplaced a shoe and ought to solely end third. Although the Queen in no way received the Derby, in 1992 TV cameras confirmed her childlike satisfaction when she did win the royal party's Derby sweepstake, snapping up the grand sum of £16. She might also have been the world's richest female, however prevailing the sweep definitely intended a lot to her, like hundreds of thousands of others who love a profitable flutter on the horses. The Queen's authentic function as head of state supposed she had to undertake a serious, and at instances alternatively stern, public persona. But it was when she was once taking part in a day at the races that we noticed the actual Elizabeth Windsor. Her sheer, unadulterated pleasure at Estimate's Gold Cup win used to be there for all to witness. Her know-how of the game was once phenomenal. It was once stated that, if she ever swapped her throne for the well-known black chair on Mastermind, the Queen's professional situation would be flat racing. The jockeys who rode for her testified to her expertise. Gary Stevens printed the distinct directions Her Majesty had given him earlier than he rode her horse Blueprint to victory at Royal Ascot. "It was once like a avenue map," he explained. When she used to be no longer pleasing reputable duties, the Queen preferred nothing higher than to unwind with the aid of observing the racing on TV or studying about the game in newspapers. It used to be stated the first select from the pile of her morning papers for many years was, earlier than its closure in 1998, The Sporting Life. Her racehorse trainers also talk of her enthusiasm. "She may want to have been a trainer," stated Ian Balding, who skilled for the Queen for 35 years. "She is a verbal with horse."